Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that you've taken the time to do so, and I also appreciate those who have subscribed. It really means a lot to me that you've taken a chance to follow my journey. My name's Lynn, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia, doing my Australian cash stuffing. Today's video is showing you pretty much the last of my binders. I've been showing you a few at a time. And this is showing you, there's two more after this, but this is my travel binders. Now the first one is my retirement dream is to travel around Australia in a motorhome. So not 100% sure yet whether I'll buy one or whether I'll hire one, and depending on, whether I plan to go for a few months, I might do a small trip, hire one and do a small trip first and see, if I can manage to do it. And then, go from there. But so far, like, this is to actually for the actual motorhome. And then I reached out to, excuse the colouring, pretty bad. I reached out to Budget with Steph, and she did some customised ones for me. I'd actually purchased a couple of her trackers, because it's actually the tracker on the front, the envelope, and then the tracker thing on the back. And I'd utilised these for my getting ahead bills. You may have seen that folder. But yeah, I reached out to her and she did some customised ones for me. So we've got, that's for the actual motorhome, which this tracker's from a customised one that Renee from Roll It in Glitter did. Just Roll It in Glitter. She did that for me. That's a customised one from her. So we got motorhome supplies, travel fuel, obviously needs fuel to get around, camping gear, so that's all like, a fire pit and cooking utensils, tarps, etc., to have, like, once I'm at a location, obviously you need things so you can have the outdoors and whatnot, as well as, maybe a sleeping bag in case you go hiking or doing something like that. So food, obviously, that's allocating, like I do now. I allocate in my budget money towards groceries. Obviously, being on the road, I'm not going to have, and depending whether, I give up my house or not, I'm not going to have other overheads such as utility bills and things like that. But I still need to eat. Site fees. There is a lot of free sites around, but if you're at a caravan, at a caravan park, obviously you need to pay fees. So that's aiming to have, on average, a couple of $100 a week just in case for site fees. Now, ideally, I'd like to go for 12 months and, to take my time and do. I've been to every state bar WA and Tasmania. So I'll probably do the trial run in Tassie, because then if it all goes belly up, I can just get on a quick flight home, and I'm not too far from home. But yeah, so we'll see. And then of course maintenance, just like a car, you need maintenance for the motorhome, tyres and mechanics, etc. Now the next few trackers came from Tammy from Aussie Challenge Mum. This is her Australia holiday pack, but I just requested just the states out of it, and she happily split the pack down for me just to give me the states. So as I travel around, have money saved for each state. If there's special things in each state that I want to do, One of the things I really like to do is go to all the big things in Australia and mark them all off. I've been to quite a few, like the Big Banana, Big Pineapple, etc. Big Crocodile in Darwin, I think the Big Lobster, the Big Rocking Horse in South Australia, the Big Koala here in Victoria. But yeah, and or if there's museums or historical, I'm right into history. So if there's historical homesteads or things like that. So saving to do activities in each state. So there's Victoria, Tasmania, New South Wales, ACT, Queensland, Northern Territory, South Australia, and Western Australia. So that's my motorhome travel one. And I've only started, obviously, this one I've got an account for, because that's sort of like a retirement thing. And this one I've just obviously started gradually. Now, if it doesn't come to fruition, I can redistribute the money, somewhere else for my retirement. So that's that one. Then next is my cruise. You would have seen in my goal binder that I'm doing a cruise challenge. I've never been anywhere outside of Australia. I don't even have a passport. So I would love to go on a cruise to New Zealand. I do have family over there. But I think I'll just do one around Australia first. And one of the cruises that I found out that's coming, well, it's been in Australia for the last 2 years, I think, and is going to be staying in Australia, is the Australian Disney cruise, which is a 7 to 10 day cruise. One leaves Melbourne and one leaves Sydney, and it stays in Australian waters, so there's no passports or anything needed. Again, these ones are from Tammy, these trackers. So it's got Let's Go Cruising, and then we've got Cruise Forgot the Money. So if there's things that forgotten to account for, so that's just to have an emergency fund. Food on the ship and on land. So if you don't get the package, I believe you can get a food and beverage package, but there's little cafes and whatnot throughout the ship, apparently, from what other people have told me, so you can buy extra food and whatnot. And of course, if you go out on land to a tour or something on land, and you want to get a drink or something to eat, land and island tours. So again, if you want to go on a tour or something whilst you're ported, that one's spending money on the ship or on land for souvenirs, etc. And this one is boarding passes and tickets for whatever you may need tickets for. So that's the cruise one. And lastly now this is a slow burn, because this is something that's it won't happen until 2026, 27. And it's to take my grandkids, obviously, and my daughter and son-in-law to Disneyland. And of course, can't go to Disneyland without going to Universal Studios to see Harry Potter. So the first one is for passports, and worked it out that I need about $2,000 for adults currently, $325, and kids are $164. But then there's extra fees as well, so I'm not sure if I would need to pay them. As I said, I've never had a passport before, so obviously we need one because we'll be going to America. But that's things that I'll be looking into, obviously closer to the date. Now, the reason it won't be until 2026, 27 is because my grandkids are only 6 months old and 2.5. So, yeah. But my grandson is Mickey Mouse mad. Everything has to be Mickey. He can be hypo and you can't, keep him engaged, and the second you put on Mickey Mouse Playhouse or a Mickey Mouse Christmas movie, he'll sit there mesmerised, and he stops everything and just sits there and he's engaged and he talks, and yes, so unfortunately never got to take my own kids because of circumstances that happened. But yeah, I mean, at least I'll get to take, hopefully my grandkids, or at the very least, pay for them to go. The alternative is we all go on the Disney cruise. So this whole pack came from Renee, and it's just like, you need clothing and you need luggage and pre-trip expenses, and flights and insurance and accommodation and food and tips and theme parks and rides, miscellaneous spending, emergency spending, and then these are some extra ones that I haven't put in as yet, like, money for when you come home. There's one for souvenirs, but I think there's one that I've just put in for just general spending. So rather than have one for souvenirs, they all come under the category of spending, but I may or may not use. I think there's another 4 in here, which came as the whole pack. So as I said, it's a slow burn. Allocate some money whenever. Like, I haven't put anything in any. I had spare money, a couple of times. Haven't put any money in here for over a month, or no, just under a month. It's the 13th of last month. Yeah, so got some money in some, and these ones, all my travel binders are actually utilising the prop money because they're all slow burns. I don't want normal money just sitting in them long term. So I've got a travel account at the bank that I've put the money into, so that can sit there and accumulate interest, etc. And these are all slow burns. So that's my 3 travel binders. And I think there's only 2 more binders to show you. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. Appreciate it. Leave a like or a comment to let me know that you've got this far. And until next time, keep chasing your dreams, because only then they will come true. Thanks, guys. Bye.